Hello, new friends. I thought since it was Advent, I would show you a couple of my nativity sets, though I think I'll do a separate video for each one. So this is the first one I'm going to show you. It's made of olive wood from the Holy Land. This is Jesus in the creche, in the manger. And has a star up here. And if I turn this, it plays Silent Night, but I'm not going to because it's loud. So, actually nativity scenes, let me move the shepherd real quick and I'll show you the palm tree over here. Come here, little shepherd. Nativity sets from, oh my goodness, the shepherd just, it's in the shot no matter what. Let me move his sheep too. You can probably hear that. Might be a little loud. So, nativity sets from the Holy Land, made out of olive wood from there, are pretty common. Christians from that area will make them and come sell them in the US to raise money. In fact, I got mine. They were selling them at a parish that I was part of when I lived in San Antonio. You can see over here how it fits together. Let me move back a little bit. It's got these steps. They kind of have the lock style. It's really nice craftsmanship. And up here, you see the same tier styling, like a staircase. I love wood sounds. And for the roof, you get a sense of the bark of the wood, so it's not polished. And then if we slowly move around a bit, there's Mary and Joseph. There's the shepherd right in the middle of everything now. Let's move him back. The staff's a little loose. So if you're familiar with nativity sets, you'll know that they come in all sorts of styles and sizes, colors. Many times churches have giant ones outside of them. And then Sometimes they'll do living ones where people play the parts. So it's not statues. See the head of one of the kings here. And then often people set them up in their homes. And different places do it different ways with different traditions. It's peeling a little bit. The star looks nice from here. So different nativity sets come with different figures. They almost always, well, they always come with the baby Jesus. And then with Mary and Joseph. And then from there, there's add-ons. A lot of times there will be an angel that comes with them. Many times there's shepherds. Oh, this guy's going the wrong way. Come here, sheep. There you go. And then the other common characters are the three kings. So we'll look at each of these and then we can talk about them. Animals are sometimes included. Almost all of my sets have them. So we can start here. They don't look so close until I'm trying to move them around. So you can see the donkey, his eyes, his head, there's his tail. So there's a pretty good level of detail. A big splotch right there, because it's made, from the wood itself. This is what the wood looks like. So a donkey is common. I'll put him back. And then this one also has a cow, which is another common one, because it would have been in the manger. So we've got, oh, that was my other hand. His little nose, his ears. You can see he's sitting down. Got his tail. I like how you can see all the parts, like his legs and ear. And I guess these are horns. That must be his ear. Or hers. But they're not super detailed, like you know that they're there because you know what they are. But not because they're very clearly defined. Put him back. Oops, sorry. Alright. You know what? Let's save the main stars of the show for last. So then we have here a shepherd. He looks young, which is nice because, of course, the shepherds were probably young. Let me get him a little closer. Oh dear, I have to be careful of his staff. Come over here with me, buddy. There we go. Okay, so you can see he's young in the folds of his tunic, the detailed edging. He's on a stand as if he's on some grass, and he's kneeling. So you can see him kneeling there. Look at the details on his sleeve. And I think if you look, it looks almost like he has something, maybe like an undergarment, and then this outer one to help keep warm. Even his toes. Gosh, wouldn't it be very fun to be barefoot out at night? And more of the detailing of the garment. And we can see what look like folds. Oops. And he's holding his staff, and it's loose. I guess if your sheep really got out of line, you could take it. Hey guys, go back where you're supposed to be. Maybe that would help. There we go. Some extra little design details there. And then his hair. And his face. His face has all the features. Okay, his other hand there. Okay, let's put him back. Come here, buddy. I always like to set them up so it makes sense where they're looking. Then we have his two little sheep. They're also on what would be tufts of grass. And carved to look like, I guess it'd be long-haired sheep the way they're carved. You can see they have long ears too. When I think of sheep, I always think of the woolly, fluffy ones that look like cotton, but I suppose I don't actually know what kind of sheep they have in the Holy Land. Certainly not what kind they had a couple thousand years ago, so maybe I should look into that. You can see their feet down there. Hi. Put him back. And then see how they both have different postures? This one looks like he's walking a little bit more. He looks a little more active to me. Of course, because of the wood. Oops, he's sliding around. We have the different colors. See his face? He's got his mouth, his eyes, and his ears. Here we have the folds. So they're back. Then over here we have the three kings. And different people do the kings different ways. When I was a child, one of my favorite things was to have the kings be far away, and every day I'd move them a little closer to the Nativity Set until they got there on the Feast of the Three Kings on January 6th. But now we just set it all up together. So this one's kneeling. I don't know which one's bringing which present. But tradition holds the three of them brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh. He has a turban style crown to mark his kingship. And again, we see all the details. There's his face. See, his is a bit more elaborate than the shepherd's, as befits a king. In the back of his turban. And then the top has a star-like design. He's kneeling, so I always put him in front, like he got there first and is already honoring the Lord. And then, here, let's scoot you back for a sec, buddy. Focus on this guy. Come on. So he's still standing, so I always think of him as coming along and arriving. His star sort of matches the star on the other guy's turban. Of course, they followed the star, so probably some symbolism there on the part of the artist. Oops. There's his face. All their faces are a little different from one another, which is nice. He's got this nice beard here. Really a lot of details on these for just being carved. People are so talented. See the top of his head. He also has a star, so I guess his bag matches his own hat. Very stylish. We can see the dark part of the wood here down the back. His hand. Trying to see where they sound the best. Okay, let's put him back. Come here. There we go. See, he's standing, so he's still sort of approaching. And then we have this guy. He's so tall and detailed. Look how tall he is. You can see he's on the tuft too. They all are. And he has this big, oh goodness, he's wobbly. Come here, bud. He has this big present. He's holding it with two hands, supporting it from underneath, so it must be heavy. And he has these long robes. And a sash, and the folds of his robe go down. Some more details. And then up here, let's see. Sorry, buddy. We've got, again, some detailing like we'd have on robes today. And then this looks like some sort of neck. Accessory. We have the 3 little dots to match the 2 dots up here. Oops, come on, guy. See, as if it's like a ruff of some kind, or a really nice scarf. Can you hear the wood kind of hitting on itself? And you can see it's like his arms here and his shoulders. I think that these look deceptively simple at first. And then when you start to really look at them, you see how detailed well carved they are. Then you have his hair. Again with strands. Every time I try to scratch them, he curves. Maybe he doesn't like it. And then the detailing on his crown. He has a more traditional crown, or what we think of crowns, than the other guys. Let's take a look at it. So you can see the details. It's pointed at the top with a carving, and then all the details around it. Maybe those holes are supposed to be jewels. That would make sense. He's wearing them around his neck and around his crown. And you get a look at his face there. He also has a beard. Oops, goodness. So he must be pretty close. He's obviously looking down. So let me. So now we come to St. Joseph. Let me try to grab him without making too much noise. I need to move the cow. His staff also is a bit loose. I've got to try to. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. Oh, up close with St. Joseph. Sorry, that was a little loud. I didn't expect to see that. I don't think these are supposed to be jewels, as Joseph was very poor. But he has a beard. And we see his face. This, I'd like to think he's a little worried because his foster son was just born in a stable. So, probably got a lot going on to think about. He's also got a belt type item around his middle. You see the folds. And he's kneeling, so we see his knee and his shoe. And again, the same detailing. This one's nice, like sort of sash thing to keep him warm. Sometimes these figures in different nativity sets will have halos. These ones don't, which I prefer. These ones feel very different. They're much lighter and rougher than the other wood. You can see the style here. Alright, let's put St. Joseph back. There you go, buddy. Okay. And we'll look at our Blessed Mother. Whoops. Oh, goodness. Every time I think I've got it down to not be too loud. So you see her detailing here. And the folds of her, I don't know, robe. It's sort of like a outerwear coat. And then she's got her dress on down here. Or her inner robe. With the detail there. You can see a lot more folds. This is a lot more drapey of a fabric. You can hear the differences in the wood sounds. Let's pick her up and turn her around. And Mary has a veil over her hair. And you can see her hair there. And her face. I imagine she was pretty tired at this point. probably a little less of the kneeling in real life. I think maybe this is supposed to be her feet under her robe. Like she's kneeling. You can see again the draping. This wood is so smooth and nice. Kind of jiggles them a lot when I tap. Okay, so let's put our Blessed Mother back. There we go. And now we come to the baby Jesus and his manger. And so this is one piece that you'll see done all different ways. So this one, the Christ figure, is separate than the manger itself. Oops, sorry. And you can see it looks like a halo in the hay. And that's because some families have a tradition, or individuals, or anyone, churches, whomever, of having all of this set up, and then not till Christmas do you put the baby Jesus in. Like, then he's arrived. I've never done it that way. Only because it never made sense to me why any of them would be there. Not just the baby Jesus. I mean, if Jesus isn't there, why are they all there? But I understand that now that I'm older, that it symbolizes the waiting. So we're all waiting. And you know, it's just different ways people like to do it. How the tradition works for them. Maybe some people even do it differently different years. You can see this looks like hay. I think they did a really good job with this actually. Like making that look like some sort of straw hay material. Sometimes this will all be one piece. Like this would be connected, and people will just wait and put the whole thing there, you know, on Christmas, if that's how their set is. That's how the other set I'll show you in another video looks. So here's baby Jesus. This cracks me up. He's like, I don't know, 4-year-old Jesus. He's huge. And he's, I don't know, never seen a newborn like that. It's so funny how people represent this scene. There's his hair. And he has folds. He's saying, hello, hi, everyone come to me. I'm here for the world. So very nice. And he just fits right in there. Oops. And then he goes back here. And I will say almost every nativity set I've ever seen is set up pretty closely along these same lines. Which makes sense because Mary and Joseph, goodness, I'm shaking. Mary and Joseph would be in the center with the baby. The animals would be inside. And then the shepherds would come with their sheep. In this case, shepherd. And then the kings. So, that's my Holy Land Nativity Set. And I thank you for watching with me. I hope that you're enjoying setting up yours this year, or if not, you get a chance to see a nice one somewhere. And I'll talk to you again soon.